Hey guys, what is up? It is your girl Ducky back at it with another video. Today is going to be a really fun one because I am going to be doing a speed build in real time with you all. I recently got a couple of build requests and they inspired me to do a build where you all can kind of see my process and relearn or learn how to build in The Sims 3 again. So I'm going to take you all through my method. I would say I'm a pretty artistic person, so I kind of am thinking of this as like I'm sketching live for you all. So, um, with all that being said, this is going to be a pretty low edit video as much as possible, and I'm just going to try to talk you through like why I make things a certain way or try things, or if there is a cut, I'll explain why I decided to cut out some footage. So yeah, without further ado, let's get started. My very first recommendation, and I do this every time with my builds, is first of all, if it's a request, I go by what they're asking for. So it's going to be two couples, and they only requested one bathroom, but because The Sims 3 can be kind of cramped, I want to do at least 1.5, if not two, if I can manage it, and find a way to keep this lot kind of roomy so they kind of have a lawn. So in my references, since we're living in a desert, Lucky Palms is like a super kind of arid area. I looked up smaller homes, and I'm going to put some reference photos on the screen right now so you can kind of get a feeling of what I'm looking at. And I keep this up while I am building just so that it can kind of help lead the process. It doesn't dictate it, it's just a nice framework for me to start on. And yeah, so the first thing is I normally never use these because I just don't like how they space, but I think it'll be really cool for this build for it to be on a foundation with the stilts. If I could make like a trailer on wheels, I would, but that's just, I don't have the custom content for that, and I try to keep my build requests as custom content free as possible for you all. And I'm gonna try about that size, although I really don't like how that works. Okay. I'm gonna try about this size, and I look at it as literally just drawing boxes on boxes for a while and then seeing what sticks. And then it comes down to the roofing and how that'll look. So this is going to be a little bit different, but I'm hoping that this rectangle is wide enough to where the roof won't look absurd if we have this upper dormer. I think it's okay. I think it's all right. Roofs are always finicky. I'm doing this because this is hopefully going to tuck under. Yeah. And would you look at that? I mean, we already kind of have our outline. Granted, this is a smaller house. Like, this is probably not going to take me very long, but since this is my first time doing it, I thought I would go start small and work my way up. And then the floor plan is often where I struggle the most. Like, it just takes me some time. So I'm kind of looking at this, and we kind of just have a rectangle. There's nothing really poking out. And I am going to add a front porch. I might change the foundation to a regular foundation and then the stilts be the porch, because I just think too much of this doesn't work. But before I do that, I want to get a sense of what the floor plan is like. So if we think about up here, we have a 1x1 space all around. So the staircase can go anywhere in this area. So I know I'm going to have to carve out some space, and I don't think it's going to be a regular staircase. I think it's going to be a spiral. So I'm thinking of this as one bedroom, and then this is a bathroom. And then we have it's actually kind of a fun layout to work with. This is just how I'm going to show you kind of what I'm envisioning. I see a double door here, so I might have to move this lot forward and put a back porch in as well. But then, it's going to be 4 Sims living here. They don't need a big kitchen, but they're going to need a big dining space. So I think a small kitchen works. Before I was thinking of even doing something like this, but I don't even think they need that. Um, you know, that might be too much space because now we don't really have room for like a dining room and a living room. So I think my other option is I might extend this out by one. Um, this way we can shorten this in, kind of cinch it in. I'm leaving this with extra 2 spaces just in case for a laundry room. And I think this, okay, but we have to think about the staircase. Yeah, that's tricky. This is kind of a riddle. Let me play around. I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, I have come up with something that I am enjoying the concept for, but I figured out what step I'm going to do after this, but I just kind of wanted to show what I came up with. Um, you know, in my head, this is a bedroom. Pretty much all bedrooms look the same. This would be the entrance to the back porch area. Could be a semi-laundry room, could not be. If it's a laundry room, you know, we could bump this in one and it makes this area a little bit more spacious for sim traffic. But I wanted to keep it semi-open floor plan, just because I wanted it to just feel free. And I'm kind of pondering a couple things right now. The space up here is actually big enough to where I think these guys could have a mini kitchenette. So 2 sets of Sims could be living here independently. Um, but that's, you know, that's pretty out there right now. Right now I'm just seeing if the build is viable. This is what I do every time I build stuff for you guys. I always need to, for my own sake, make sure that the build at least has one option that would be consistent and open enough for Sims to move around freely without there being issue with movement. I really don't want my builds to be cramped for you guys because I know how hard the Sims 3 movement is to deal with. So I most of the time I'm doing this in my head, but I just want to let you guys visualize it with me. So this is kind of the outline we've got right now. It's still pretty one-dimensional, but I have an idea for this front porch area, and the first thing is there is a flaw in this area for me in that this is not enough room for a living room. You could technically squeeze one in here, but this is about as cramped as I get for 4 Sims living with each other. So I wanted to show you guys kind of what goes through my head with how to fix this. So I was thinking we kind of make an extension like that. It's going to make this wall really long, but I think we can throw a bathroom or a laundry room on this side. And then we can put this roof on top, slap her on. Then we're going to be seeing how we're looking. I really like adding dimension to the build, so this is a little wacky. I don't think it's the right roof type. If it's too funky, I will go back to the drawing board. Okay, I don't think that that's too funky, but what we can do instead, this is one of my favorite tricks that I use. I look at it as like a little cheat sheet. Because you get a really nice roof and at the same time you can put a bump out underneath and it is not going to make your build look like super different. So I'm just going to put those down and then I'm going to try putting a roof like this guy all the way across, and I want it to be short enough to where it looks like it's sloping off of the main roof. Okay, that's going to need one more. So one more time. Actually, I don't know how many I went last time. I think I did that, so let's do this. And then let's see how she's looking. Okay, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It's a little bit funky, but it's kind of cute. And with this bump out, we can actually even go into the floor plan and play a little more. Like, I was thinking this would be the living room and this would be the entrance, but technically with this bump out we can kind of move some stuff around because they got more space. We can do that. The kitchen can get an extension. That leaves a nice little half bath, and then it would be an open door here. Yeah, I like this a lot. Um, this is cute. That's gonna be, I'm gonna be keeping it like that. I'm actually really happy with this layout. Um, but I'm going to cut this out for you guys, but I need to move this lot up because I want there to be, well, this front porch is kind of big. Okay, I take it back. There's, well, I'm being the kombucha girl right now because I was thinking it could be identical on both sides, but we are kind of tight on space. It wouldn't be able to be the same. Yeah, I think we can leave it. I'm gonna decide against doing a back porch, but I think I would do something similar. I wouldn't have the bump out, but I would put a back porch on there as well. But I'm gonna have to redo this because the piping is special. Oh, that's the other thing I did. I made this foundation, and I just think it helps to separate everything. See if we do it like this. Yeah. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm really enjoying this. The back is kind of eating me. Let me move the lot, see how it does, and then I will be right back. Okay, so I've been playing off camera. There is some of this that is just me like playing with redundant things. In the next video, if you guys want me to keep that in, I absolutely will. But I also get really quiet when I do that, so it does take some concentration, but this looks a lot more elaborate than it actually was. So, I just want to show you all what I was doing. So first of all, I moved the lot up one. It gives us just a little bit more space in the back. So you could hypothetically put something here. Since it's a desert, it will probably just be landscaping back here, but you could have like a mini garden or something. It could be something cute back here for sure. Um, and then I did this little bump out because I was looking at the house from this angle and I was like, this could be a nice entryway, but I don't really want to do that. This could be an entryway in here, but it would just be so tight because we have the staircase right here. You would walk in, you'd see the staircase, you'd have an entrance to a bathroom, and then it's straight to the right in here. And I feel like this little bump out just kind of let things breathe a little bit. So I was also like, there wasn't really anything going on this side of the wall, so this bump out was not the hardest part. The hardest part was the roof. So I was thinking of doing like fully across like this, but then it's not even and there's one too far up and too far back. And then if we do it this way, it just looks a little bit weird. But since Lucky Palms, I keep wanting to call it Monte Vista. Since Lucky Palms is kind of more modern, I like the detail this gives, and I'm assuming this is a young couple, so I kind of want to integrate some college themed things, just kind of college kids starting out their careers. But yeah, I am very happy with how this is turning out. So this is what I would call the alpha of the shell. I'm really happy of where it is. We haven't done the upstairs floor plan, but I have enough of an idea to say that the shell is done. Now is just kind of detailing and decorating. So I'm gonna get my bearings a little bit, kind of do a time lapse of me putting in the windows that I want, and then I will be back with more commentary. Whew, this has been a grind, but I am officially in a happy place with the shell. This side is a little bit rough, but this is going to be landscaped over. This is the back of the house. I didn't show the windows for this just because the shader, like my shader is so dark. Like this is pitch black. So you guys would not be able to see. And then this is the other side, and I'm pretty happy with it. I think landscaping will do this a whole lot of good. I'm not really worried about a parking lot space unless we have room. We could put one here for sure, kind of on a dirt path. Yeah, I'll probably do a car on a dirt path back here. Um, but for now, I'm really happy with this, and I always save my create a sim stuff for the end of the build, and this is because I take so long with trying to figure out the color palette I want to use. Um, that is hard for me to say. Oh my god, color palette. Palette is hard for me to say. That's crazy. Anyways, um, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pick out the roof color. When I was looking at Monte Vista, it's a lot of white, you know, kind of modern homes. Um, and so I'm thinking of doing, I have a semi idea of what I want to do. Most important is roof color, I feel. And I was almost thinking of doing a metal roof, but I think that's too much. I definitely want the white trim. I was thinking a black roof, although they're in, oh my god, I called it Monte Vista, didn't I? We're in Lucky Palms. And a light color might actually do this house well. Oh my god, do I dare to use this? I mean, that's a lot of look. That is a lot of look, but there are some homes with this roof texture. I'm gonna keep looking. Okay, no, hear me out. Hear me out, hear me out. This is where I just like to play around. So it might take me a minute, but you guys will be on the journey with me. If it gets too long, I will just see, I want to use fun colors, but I think that's too fun. And this gives too much farm vibe. But I will just yap, and then if it gets too long, I will turn this into a hey guys, it is Editing Ducky here, and the rest of this video is going to be a sped up version of the build. I figured that at this point, you guys had really been through the process with me, and then this is literally just me playing with colors. And so I figured I would just kind of talk over it and kind of describe my vision. In the build request, they had asked for the house to be on the theme of Monte Vista, and I just felt like it was important to stick with that theme, so I was using kind of modern-esque things, slightly farmhouse, but not too much. Wanted it to seem like it was made for the desert. I think the landscaping really tied everything together, and I feel that way with most of my builds, where you can have a really wonderful shell, and something just doesn't really look right. And then you do the landscaping, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, this actually looks really nice. I actually really like how this looks. So yeah, I wanted to pop in and say that. The rest of this is just going to be the end of the speed build. I really hope you guys have enjoyed. I know this is a little bit different from my norm, but I was really inspired to do this, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. And I hope that it helps you. I hope that it helps you get into building in The Sims 3. This game is not as scary as it seems. It is unforgiving, but you can really play around with things and beautify everything. Utilize that creative style tool. It's one of a kind, which is crazy to say, but it's one of a kind in the Sims 3 games. So I love to highlight it. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.